Last year's regional champion Columbus Grove rolls into Fostoria tonight as the #1 seed and winners of 9 straight, but standing in their way, state champions of Division 6 just 2 years removed, and a 4-seeded Carey squad riding a 10-game win streak here into the semifinals. It's live and free playoff football for a spot in the Region 22 Championship, kicking off anywhere the internet can be found. And it's all on the way next.
From the Carey Chamber, and I just want to wish our Carey Blue Devils a great game on Friday. Go team! At the end of this, I have a special message from our board member Sherry Walter. And don't forget that Christmas in Carey is on Friday, December 1st. See you there. Go Blue!
Hi, Nicholas Wayne and Connor.
Hoffbauer Disposal Services is a locally owned and family-operated business located in McCutcheonville, offering residential, commercial, and roll-off trash services. Hoffbauer Disposal Services are proud supporters of Carey football.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the Clouse Construction pregame show presented by Carey, Poverello Federal Credit Union. I'm Brian Skowronski alongside Joshua Banks tonight for one of the most anticipated matchups in small school playoff football tonight. Both teams riding nice long win streaks here into the semifinals. Both of these teams we know have been to the Final Four, and they know what it takes to win this time of year, Josh.
Yeah, and they like to run into each other a lot this time of year. 2-1 since 2008. The Columbus Grove holds the edge over the Carey Blue Devils. Carey's looking to even that up tonight in what's going to be a highly touted and highly contested football matchup.
Let's tell you a little bit about the Carey Blue Devils and their season so far up to this point. Haven't lost since week number 2. 10 straight victories for them after an 0-2 start. And you see how dominant they've been, Josh, outscoring their opponents by almost 4 touchdowns per game. So this is a team with that vaunted rushing attack that certainly they're hungry tonight, and they're getting it done on both sides of the football right now.
Yeah, we talked about it before the game. They have 6 kids that are going to run the football for them tonight. You don't see that very often in high school football, and one of them we're getting ready to pull up is their player spotlight quarterback, Carter Smiley. Does it with his arm, but more than anything, does it with his legs getting into the end zone.
That's what you love about Carter, and one of the offensive leaders this season as a senior. He can be a dual threat when he wants to, but he more controls the game with that running attack. A bit of a hand magician in the backfield, too, with all those different guys that they'll circle in to that back slot next to him. But Carter Smiley, as a senior this year, he's really emerged as a dual threat when they need him. He can make big throws at the end of games, something that we've seen in the playoffs here so far these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he can make the big throw when he needs to. The great thing about Carey football is they don't really put him in the position to have to make the big throw. But another video we're getting ready to watch is about a young man, Austin Niedercore. That's a kid we're going to see all over the field tonight, running the football defensively, several rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. but multiple interceptions on the season.
Yeah, he's one of the most exciting two-way players that we have in the area. He's one of the leading receivers on the squad as well, but you see almost 550 rush yards. He's been in the end zone a combined 12 times on offense, but I think where he really brings a lot to the equation, he's got a physicality at that strong safety position and definitely a ball hawk. 6 defensive interceptions, first team all N10. I mean, this dude, he's a standout no matter where you put him on the field.
Yeah, he's going to do what he has to do to make sure his team comes away with the win. We got to watch him personally when we covered Carey Crawford that night. And one of our keys to the game that night was for them to put Crawford in 3rd and longs and make Trevor Vogt throw the football. He had 2 interceptions in that game where Colonel Crawford only scored 7 points. I expect them to do the exact same thing with that young man here tonight.
You see there, that was a really nifty play. Actually won him play of the week where he was falling out of bounds. Pitched it back into the field of play to ensure that they were able to pull off the turnover. As you see the Columbus Grove Band marching out onto the field, which it starts getting you a little bit of those goose pimples rising up on your arms, on your legs. You know the playoff football is just around the corner. Less than 7 minutes from kickoff here at Fostoria. I mean, what a beautiful facility and stadium this is. Dick Kidwell Field at Fostoria Memorial. I mean, it's all renovated, and it's just gorgeous from top to bottom, Josh.
Yeah, brand new turf just put in last year. What I've heard, kids love it. But I think this is one of the nicer press box areas that we've been in all year. And let me tell you, did they feed us some good food before the game?
Yeah, you don't expect to get lasagna and pasta and all the cook-ins that I'm not supposed to be eating right now. Started a diet plan a couple of days ago, and what do? How do I start it off? I go to a Blue Jackets game last night, and I scarfed down a couple of hot dogs, of course, and now I followed up with some lasagna.
I mean, hey, we're working. It's high school football season. It's hockey season. You can't go on a diet during this time of year.
Yeah, what was I thinking? I'm a fool, and so let's just consider that diet off the table. All right, what's on the table tonight for Columbus Grove? Well, a team outright champions in their conference yet again. 9 straight victories for the Bulldogs, who are actually making their way out onto the field here right now a little bit early. So we'll take a look at them. Got the flag, and they got a little bit of moxie. They were the first team out on the field today. They were chirping at one another, and certainly you can tell this is a team and a program that they're used to winning in the playoffs, just like Carey is. So there's an expectation when they walk out onto the field that they're the baddest dudes out here, Josh, and you kind of get that sense when they march out.
You get that sense when they march out, and you get that sense when they're warming up on the field. This is something they've accustomed to being a part of. They're used to being here. We talked about it pregame. This is their third regional championship game since 2020, and the 2 times they were here before, they made it to the state Final Four.
Yeah, including last year, making it all the way to the state Final Four, as we talked about, before losing to the eventual state champion in Marion Local. We'll now pause for a quick moment for the playing of our national anthem. It's time for the Star Spangled Banner. Kudos to the Bulldogs marching band for getting us ready for high school football action tonight. 2 of the top 4 seeds in Region 22 just about set to go head-to-head. We're talking now about the number 1 seed and what they've been able to do so far on the season, led by a sophomore quarterback. And you look at the numbers, wow, what a high completion percentage for a first-year starter. And he's also, like Smiley, he's a dual threat. He can take off, make some big plays. His legs are definitely a weapon.
32 total touchdowns on the ground for this young man and 3 turnovers.
Pretty good.
And what more can you ask for as a sophomore, as a young man, as a sophomore, to come out and do the things that he's done? It's everything you want out of Coach Schaefer.
Bulldogs marching down here in front of their bench. Still a full 3 minutes before kickoff. Think they're not excited for tonight, man. They couldn't wait to get on the field.
They couldn't wait to get on the field. They couldn't wait to get this game going. 15-5 since 2014 are these Bulldogs under Coach Andy Schaefer in the playoffs. They're looking to get number 16 here tonight and another shot at a regional championship.
Almost didn't get there a season ago. Let's put it in the throwback cycle. This was the regional semifinal last year against Colonel Crawford, who upset Carey after losing to him in the regular season. And this took that touchdown right there in overtime for the Bulldogs to come away with a win. And a huge one at that, because they would continue on for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, they continue on in a couple more weeks until they ran into perennial powerhouse Marion Local, who is now D7, remind you guys. So they don't have to worry about Marion Local this year, but they've got a couple other teams, including these Carey Blue Devils, that they're going to have to worry about.
Here are the Blue Devils making their ascent out onto the field tonight. Let's take a look at their last couple of weeks before they march out here. They've just got such a great, deep coaching staff that you can tell the commitment. They bring a lot of fire, passion to the equation. Love watching them. Their run out onto the field, always spectacular, and here they come again.
And the Carey faithful is here tonight.
They are packed out across the visitor bleachers, plus lined up along the fence line all the way around over on that side. Obviously, there's way more seats available on this home side, but it kind of looks like Carey Nation, they have found the house in droves for sure.
The Carey Blue Devil faithful is one of the most dedicated high school fan bases that I think I've ever seen. We've seen it firsthand when we go to Carey for football games, the things that they do for these boys. It doesn't change just because it's playoff times.
Matter of fact, I think it gets ramped up even more, as that'll wrap up our Clouse Construction Carey Poverello Federal Credit Union pregame show, as we are just about set for playoff action. Week number 13. So more than half the field has been eliminated, and here we are. Sweet 16 football. This team's looking to move on to the regional championship games tonight with a victory.
Looking to move on to face a very talented Bluffton squad next week. Or
well, maybe.
Upset-minded Toledo Ottawa Hills team. But they got to get through each other first, Brian.
Oh, they even got the cool stadium lights here. Really setting the mood and the atmosphere.
Don't get much better than that for high school football, let me tell you.
Carey, I believe, won the toss and elected to
Columbus
defer.
Grove won the toss, and they said they
wanted
wanted the football. They want to go score first.
That changes things.
Completely changes the complexity of this game. If Carey gets a stop this first drive, then all that's in their head is, hey, we can play Carey football, and then we're going to get the ball back in the second half.
Both of these teams have been playing some phenomenal defense so far this year. We'll see if it'll keep up for the Blue Devils here, as it's a little short kick right there, taken by Kyle Hopkins. And we'll get our first look at the sophomore quarterback in this Bulldog offense.
Really, really relies on the arms and legs of sophomore quarterback Landon Best. But they've got a junior running back in Trenton Barraza. That's
pretty special,
very,
too.
Very good back out of the backfield for Best to hand the ball off to.
First down, they'll come out in the pistol set, and they'll run it with Barraza straight ahead. Carey ready for it, waiting on it. Knocked down right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
And that's exactly what you have to do if you're the Carey Blue Devils. Eat the middle up. If they're going to beat you, make them beat you on the edge. Because you've got some speed out there with Putnam and Smiley and Niedercore. It's going to be hard to beat you on the edge, and they are phenomenal at clogging the middle of the field.
Great on the back end, too. This Carey defense at all three levels. They've got some dudes. Empty set here on a second down. They'll motion a man, and it's going to be a fake. And the quarterback keeps, but not a lot of space here for Best. Third down on the way.
Third and long. Really a passing situation for Columbus Grove in this situation. 2 runs, a total of 1 yard. Now you got to trust your sophomore to come out here and make a play against a very, very talented Carey secondary.
We'll see if we do get the first passing attempt from Landon. 6 foot, 145-pounder. Looking left all the way, now comes back right, chucks it up, it's a duck, and whoa, what a catch! Zane Stedschultz climbs the ladder up to the 5th level. One of the best first down catches I've seen all season.
22 yards. And I tell you what, Pinkerton for Carey had a shot at it, but he just went up and high pointed at it and said, "Whew, that's my ball, sir."
Right over the back of Doug Pinkerton, and the Bulldogs in business. On a first down, it's a fake. Best keeps it. And Carey swarms them all over it yet again. 2nd and long here for the Devils.
And that's textbook defense by the Carey Blue Devils.
Alex Putnam sets the edge and playing disciplined defense right there. Josh, you see, never took his eye off of the football. Able to drop Best down there for a loss of a couple.
2 of their workhorses in the backfield, Alex Putnam and Connor Norden, in to make that tackle on Best, and that's exactly what you want.
They'll fake the pitch, going deep, got a step, but it's a bit underthrown. Carter Smiley nearly came up with the interception. Trying to hook up with Kyle Hopkins.
And I tell you what, if Best leads that ball where it needs to go, that's probably a touchdown for Columbus Grove. A little bit underthrown, almost throws it into the hands of Smiley, but his receiver had a step if he gets it over Smiley and into his receiver's hands.
So it's another 3rd down long situation for the Bulldogs. We're able to get the last first down with Stedschultz making an unbelievable effort. This time they bring Barraza into the backfield. They'll fake it. They'll set up the screenplay. They'll hook up with Brady Basinger.
He's got a lot of room. He's going to be short.
So it's going to be 4th down on the way here. And a nice job of getting the tackle on the far sideline here for the Blue Devils.
They're going to give him a gain of 10. That's a great play call by Coach Schaefer there on 3rd and 13. Throw a little screen pass to your receiver. And their offense is going to stay on the field here and go for it. 4th and 3.
And we're going to get a timeout taken by the Bulldogs. They'll give us an opportunity to dive into our keys to the game. We'll begin first with Carey. And for me, I just feel like you got to at least win the turnover battle, Josh. This is a team that was on the plus side more often than not this season. In the early portion of the campaign, when they got behind on that, they came out on the losing end. Got to force some TOs.
Yeah, and for me, it's Feed Steen. Eli Steen's a sophomore running back that is the version of Jordan Vallejo, who led them to a 2021 state championship. They've got another monster in the backfield with Steen. Feed him tonight, you'll lead yourself to victory.
An early down success for Columbus Grove. Haven't had that yet. They've been behind the chain so far.
But they have been able to air it out so far with 32 yards passing through the air on 3 attempts. They win this game if they throw it around tonight.
So out of the timeout, 4th down, low snap, Best handles off the rollout. He's got a completion and a first down. Big time stuff right there with Barraza making the catch and diving forward.
Throw it to your guy you trust the most, and that's your workhorse running back, Barraza. Best does a great job of finding him out of the backfield, throws a ball that only Barraza can catch. Textbook there by this Columbus Grove offense.
So knocking on the red zone here on their opening drive as they'll come out. Barraza dotting the pistol, and he's got the carry left side, and the Blue Devils have been phenomenal so far up front. Nothing available in the running attack.
They have negative yards rushing so far, but boy, are they throwing it around whenever they want to.
Look like Connor Norden getting in there, the senior, disrupting that play. Never had a chance to fully take off.
These linebackers for Carey read their gaps and stay home in their gaps extremely well.
Just 3 down linemen. Heat coming off the left side, stepping up. Best lobs to the end zone. It's underthrown. It's intercepted.
There's Niedercore.
And Austin takes it out, keeping his feet alive to about the 20-yard line. We've got our first takeaway of the game.
And he took it from the receiver. He had Barraza open. Niedercore stepped in front, took it out of his hands, and said, it's going to be Carey football. We're going to start this off the right way.
So one of our player spotlights tonight, making a huge impact in the early portion of the contest. And turnovers down in the red area, as big as they are for the defense, they're equally as deflating for offensive units. We'll see how the Bulldogs bounce back when they get the football. Here comes Smiley under center. A lot of tight ends in there. And I believe they are going to feed the Steen straight ahead. Actually, this is going to be Nathan Broadman with the first carry, and he squirts through for a first down.
Great run there by Broadman. First man through. Steen's behind, gives him a little push. And I tell you what, he got tripped up, or that might be a touchdown.
Goes down as a gain of 13 and a Burson Bakies insurance first down for Carey. As they break the huddle again, couple tight ends set. 2 backs, Broadman, the second of the trio, and he's got the carry again. Actually, this will be Eli Steen. And he's going to be marked down at the 38-yard line, maybe a pickup of 4.
They're going to give him 4. They might give him 5. They're going to actually mark it as 5, but he is such a big back that he's getting 3, 4, maybe 5 yards just by falling forward when he gets the football in his hands.
Listed at 6 feet tall, 240 pounds. I think the kid's only 15 years old, so he's still got some growing to do as well.
He's a man amongst boys sometimes when he's out there on a football field.
Bulldogs stack the box. They'll give it to Steen again, stacked up. Nowhere to go. Might have lost a half yard.
He's going to lose a yard there, and that's a great job by the Bulldogs defense to collapse the middle and not let Steen have any room to run.
Connor Douglas pushing back the entire pile that time. 6'5", 275-pound senior. Forcing Carey into a potential passing situation.
Yeah, but this is Carey football. They're going to come out in that power eye. They're going to trust their game.
They'll bring some heat off the edge. Here's Carter Smiley trying to catch it, and he will not. Whip down for a loss, and it's Trevin Baxter making the tackle, 4th down.
It's going to be a loss of 3 for Carter, and that's a phenomenal job by the Bulldogs defense. You may have got an interception, but you're not going to get anything on us offensively. You're going to punt it back to us, and we're going to go back to what we do.
So Carter Smiley was trying to stretch it out as best he could, but as you see on the Houk Hardware replay, just nowhere to go. The Bulldogs firing off the football, multiple dudes in the backfield to make Carey punt after just a 4-down drive. It's going to be a decent punt. Barraza takes it at his own 40, looking to make a move. And it's going to be a nice return, 7 yards out near midfield. And that's where Best and Company will set up with the Burson Bakies, 1st and 10.
Be interesting to see what the Bulldogs do here on offense. They struggled to get Barraza going that first drive. Carey did a great job of collapsing the middle and not letting anybody get around the edge. But then now are you concerned for your sophomore quarterback? He threw a pick now. Niedercore's a ball hawk. Do you keep taking your chances downfield, even though that's the only thing that's worked for you so far here in the first quarter?
Still nothing, though, on our HDER Link scoreboard. As Best fakes the pitch, he's going long again, and there's a lot of contact. A flag's going to come in for pass interference. Contact was a little bit early on the play as he tried to hook up with Zach Reynolds on a deep ball.
That's freshman Trip Phoenix on the coverage, and he kind of got his hands in there. Didn't turn around and look for the ball, just extended his arms into the receiver, and that's what we're going to get the call for here.
Take a second look on our Houk Hardware instant replay. And you can tell, I mean, there's no shyness in the sophomore quarterback, bro. He's looking for the deep ball. He's not afraid to gun it down the field. It can get you in trouble, as we saw in the previous drive, but it can also create a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, it can create a lot of opportunities, and when you've got the athletes that he has on the edge, it can do anything you want for you.
Phoenix nearly jumped there, and actually it's going to be back-to-back flags now on the freshman. And you'll get that sometimes. You're going to put a ninth grader out there at the varsity level.
What's interesting to me, though, is they went in motion. I know Tripp jumped, but when he jumped, nobody on the Bulldogs side moved. So as long as they don't move, he's allowed to get back on the other side of the line of scrimmage without a penalty being called.
The referees called encroachment, which typically would indicate that you make contact with an offensive lineman or at least an offensive player, which didn't look like it was the case there on the replay. However, goes down as a 5-yard penalty, and here they go on a 1st and short. Burson to the outside, and
he's
is
walk
gone.
In.
33-yarder for number 3, and the first points of the night belong to the Dogs.
Off of that penalty proves to be a heartbreaker.
Take this from the top. You see they got the trips look to the top of the screen. They run opposite way. Student body right, a couple of blocks into speed. Barraza. Goodbye. On for the PAT. It is up. It is pure. So with 5:31 remaining here in this first quarter, we've got our first score of the game with the Bulldogs striking first.
Okay, let's do this thing.
Couple plays, couple penalties, and the Bulldogs strike it rich with the first points of the night as they take a 7-0 lead halfway here through the first quarter, Josh, and it certainly felt like those back-to-back flags were huge.
3 plays, 2 penalties, and a 33-yard touchdown has the Bulldogs on the board. Now Carey's going to need a big return. He's got it. Niederkor's got it around the edge. He's got the sideline. He's going to be on the other side of the 50 to start this off for the Carey Blue Devils.
Yeah, what an unbelievable start for them. As Niederkor caught a couple of blocks and was able to burn it to the corner.
That's great field position for these Blue Devils after the last drive. Again, they ran 3 plays. The Bulldogs ran 3 plays on that last drive. They had the pass interference, they had the encroachment, and then they had the 33-yard touchdown run by Barraza.
Quality field position here for the Blue Devils as they'll break the huddle 2 receiver set this time, mixing it up a little bit as Smiley is going to be back in the gun. Eli Steen to his left. They'll motion Niederkor. It's a high snap. Carter handles, and he sprints to the outside, loses his footing, and he'll be tackled after a short gain here by Zach Reynolds.
Great job there by Carter to read that high snap, kept it. Niederkor comes through, misses the block on the edge, still gets a gain of 3.
So we've got second down on the way here. Devils need 7 yards here to get the chain gang back on the move.
They're going to be gun again.
This time they'll pitch it, and there's a little opening, small window for Norden, but it closes up in a hurry.
I don't even know that he got anywhere but back to the line of scrimmage.
So Connor Norden hit basically right at the line, and then you see the rugby scrum ensues, push back, minimal gain, and it's going to be third down and about 7 here for the Devils O.
And the man on the edge containing it, doing his job, is Barraza, who just had the long touchdown run.
That's the beauty of small school football. A lot of guys going two ways here tonight. Smiley sees 8 men in the box, looks left, gets flushed, and going to get sacked again. Carter Smiley dropped down in the backfield for the second time tonight. And a little shoulder shrug here from Kylo Lathrop. 4th down.
What more could you ask for if you're the Columbus Grove Bulldogs? You're the 1 seed. You're coming in here to make a statement. And so far, your defense has made that statement. They had a big run for 13 yards on the first play. Other than that, they haven't gained 10 yards of offense.
The 5'9", 180-pound senior making this a 4th down situation here for the Devils. Only a loss of 1, though.
The offense going to stay on the field for Carey.
And they're going to keep it on the ground. Here comes Smiley. No way, no how. 3 Bulldogs there to make the gang tackle, and they'll take over.
Interesting call there by the Carey coaching staff. I know you're on the plus side of the 50. However, pin them deep. Make them go 90 yards to get a touchdown. Now you're making them go 63 yards to get a touchdown. And last time they were in this position, it took 3 plays along with 2 mistakes by the Blue Devils. And it's 7-0 for a reason.
Devils defense in a position they have not been in a while. Been playing ahead a lot. As they'll hand it off to Barraza, maybe shakes loose for about 1. As both defenses have been incredibly staunch against the run so far.
Carey's done a phenomenal job of containing the middle. The run Barraza had that went 33 yards was more of a stretch play from the gun. He got the edge. He didn't try to go A-B gap. He went C gap around the corner. And that proved to be costly.
Man in motion is Hopkins. Fake to him. Going deep. He's got a
man wide open.
Zach Reynolds does get tripped up just at the end, but another big play. Niedercore in the coverage. And you don't see him get broken away from very often. But, boy, look at the acceleration of the senior to get away from that double team.
And how about the throw by the sophomore, Landon Best? He put that ball on the money for Reynolds.
So it's a huge gain all the way down to about the 12-yard line.
48 yards through the air right there.
Fake to Barraza. Here's Best. Slung down at the 10. Pickup of 2. As the Devils continue to crowd the line of scrimmage and make the running game tough here on the Dogs.
86 yards through the air here in the first quarter for these Bulldogs.
That's the difference so far, and looking to add to their 7-0 advantage as the clock runs close to 90 seconds before the end of the first. Again, Barraza in motion. They'll fake it again. Pump fake for Best. He's got some space. He takes off. And he reaches out inside of the 5-yard line. Took a shot there from Kyler Bose. Does make it 3rd down.
They're going to mark him right at the 5, so we're going to have a 3rd and 3, it looks like. Best keeps. He's driving. We've got a whistle on the far side. We've got a whistle on the far side. Now we have a flag. 2 flags come in after the play.
Yeah, they went with the quick snap. I think it caught everybody off guard. And I didn't see any referees mark touchdown. So the referees are going to discuss. I think they're suggesting that they're having to do the down over again.
Carey called a timeout before the play.
All right, let's check this out. It all happened so fast that it was hard to tell if anybody was even set. I don't know what the flags are at the end of this thing either. So we're all kind of awaiting to hear, but nevertheless, it looks like nothing happens. Timeout, and we got a 3rd down and 3 coming up here in a moment.
My question is are they going to pick the flags up?
Well, I think they have to if the play didn't happen, right? Oh, dead ball personal foul, so I stand corrected because it happened after the play. But since it's offsetting, I think we'll just have the 3rd and 3. So kind of right back to where we started, Josh.
It should be 3rd and 3. Should be offsetting penalties. Ball should be on the 5 with the Carey timeout.
And while we have a moment, allow me to dive inside of our comment section, see what you guys are up to out there. In Facebook, I'll begin. Barry Harold says, go Big Blue, stop them. Chris talking to Rick out there, and Rhonda. Rhonda saying hi back, so we got a whole conversation. Paige says, go Blue Devils. Janice on that same page as well. And we see Raven Hickle cheering on the blue. Rhonda Gum Israel is as well. So a very pro-Carey crowd out in our cheering section in Facebook. No surprise, I don't think. And 250 of you watching together on the Facebook. Next time out, I'll jump into the YouTubes. Bucko 6 remaining here in this opening frame. Huge play on the way. 3rd down 3 for Best. It's a design keeper.
Barraza is in the Wildcat.
Oh, you're right.
He reaches and he scores. Touchdown, Trenton Barraza from the Wildcat.
So they line up their back, the junior, at the quarterback position. Get him the football, a couple of blocks, and he's able to barrel his way across the goal line. 13-0 now, Columbus Grove, and look at that hole.
A great push by the offensive line to allow Barraza to walk into the end zone, and the kick is up right down the center. 14-0 Bulldogs.
We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. See if Carey's got a response.
Okay, let's do this thing. Okay, let's do this thing.
Hoffbauer Disposal Services is a locally owned and family-operated business located in McCutcheonville, offering residential, commercial, and roll-off trash services. Hoffbauer Disposal Services are proud supporters of Carey football.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
We welcome you back to Memorial Stadium in Fostoria. Division 6 Region 22 semifinal football and the number 1 seed. Looking like the top dog so far, Josh.
They're the number 1 seed for a reason, and this young quarterback, Landon Best, who we spotlighted, is showing why we spotlighted him, as they're going to squib it.
Blue Devils able to get it, and again, they're going to have solid starting field position. I think this is Kyler Bose with the return.
It was Kyler Bose on the return. Gets it inside the 35 to about the 38-yard line for Carey.
And that'll be a Burson Bakies Insurance first down. So the Blue Devils offense hasn't started to click just yet. Questionable call on a 4th down and 7 on their previous drive. Turned it over, and the Bulldogs capitalized off a couple of penalties and a touchdown run courtesy of Trenton Barraza.
Carey's in a tough spot because Carey wants to play power eye football, and now Smiley's going to have to do it with his arm. He's going to take a shot.
And nearly picked on the play. Great coverage here on the near sideline by Zach Reynolds. He got 2 mitts on it and nearly able to squeeze that for a big takeaway.
Kyle Lathrop, who's been in the backfield several times tonight, hit Smiley on this throw. You'll see him get through here on the edge. He's going to get a hit on Smiley. This is a situation Carey does not want to be in. You don't want to rely on Carter to throw the ball. It's not been his forte all years. He's thrown 4 picks to only 9 touchdowns.
That was Dominic Yeater, the intended target on first down. Here on second, they'll give it to Eli Steen, showcasing some patience as he paces his way through out across the 41-yard line. But again, Carey getting behind the chains here. And a lot of work to do with 3rd down on the way.
3rd and 7. It's been interesting because the last 2 third downs that they've had, they've went power I, keep with Smiley, and they went gun, keep with Smiley. So they've been predictable so far on 3rd down.
Play clock running down. They do have to snap it. A lot of pressure coming. Smiley looking to escape. Plenty of green in front of him. He launches. Got a man wide open behind the defense.
What a throw!
And down to the 15-yard line goes Trip Phoenix, the freshman, with a huge reception.
How about the awareness by Smiley? He had 10, 15 yards of green grass in front of him, but he's seen Phoenix downfield and uncorked it.
And with that play, this will take us to the end of the first quarter. Big pitch and catch by Carey to end the first.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
What a play to end the first quarter for the Carey Blue Devils, as they will set up shop here inside the red zone, down to the 10-yard line, make it the 11 after the huge catch by the freshman Trip Phoenix. And on first down, they'll give it to Eli Steen, the steamroller, as they like to call him out in Blue Devil country. And he chugs forward for a decent gain down to about the 7.
They're going to give him about 4. And he lowered the shoulder and said, you can meet me, but I'm going to run you over, and I'm still going to get my yards.
That's Joshua Banks. I'm Brian Skowronski here in Fostoria tonight. Winner moving on to the D6 Region 22 Finals against the winner of either Bluffton or Ottawa Hills, both 11-1 to start the day. Both these teams are 10-2. And here's Broadman pushing the pile. Carey will need about 2 more to pick up the first down. They can inside of the 2. And I think that was a little bit of like the tush push too. You see Steen got behind him and gave him a nudge.
When Broadman had the 13-yard run in the first quarter, the first play of their possession, he got a little tush push, and then the offensive line just decided to open a huge hole.
Here's the carry. Norton, that was a very strange-looking run by Connor.
It's going to depend on the spot on if they're going to get the first down or not.
I almost thought that they blew it dead. I think he's going to be a half-yard shy, Josh, so it's going to be 4th down for Carey. I mean, he just came to a complete stop. I guess there was Barraza on the edge. Didn't want to try to escape wide.
He's going to get 2 on the carry. This is a huge 4th down for the Blue Devils.
Only need about a half a yard. Triple stack in the backfield. Smiley turns, fakes it. Carter looking for a block at the edge.
He got
Smiley
it.
will coast in for the touchdown. The Devils pull within a score.
And did you see who was on the edge leading him? Austin Niedercore.
The 2 seniors making a huge play here. And a bit of a gutsy, risky play. They've got all that beef in the middle. Instead, they run outside of the patties. And it's Smiley, the quarterback, in for 6. This PAT would cut it down to 7. And it's right through the middle. So less than 2 minutes here into the second quarter. The Blue Devils strike, and we've got a game.
Hoffbauer Disposal Services is a locally owned and family operated business located in McCutcheonville, offering residential, commercial, and roll-off trash services. Hoffbauer Disposal Services are proud supporters of Carey.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Huge response by the Carey offense, falling behind by a couple of touchdowns. And they put their first TD on the board, 14-7. As they'll kick it off a little bit short here. Backtracking and making the catch is Hopkins. And he's going to get planted at about the 38. We'll take one more look at that Carter Smiley touchdown, and you see everybody's eyes, all the bodies, all packing up in the middle. They get to the edge, and you mentioned Austin Niederkor making that big block to make it all happen.
So they send Broadman and they send Steen up the middle. Smiley does a great job with the disguise of the handoffs. He fakes it up the middle to both of those guys. The entire defense has collapsed. Niederkor's out wide, chips the one guy that Smiley has to beat, and it's a walk-in touchdown.
On first down,
Barraza's got
big
an edge.
hole to the outside. It's Barraza. And does he have the speed? He'll have to cut back in. Shakes away from
He's
a man.
going to get in.
And he will
Touchdown, Trenton Barraza.
A one-play drive here for the Bulldogs and an instant answer.
63 yards.
Take this one back from the 40. And here's Barraza down the sideline. Able to put on the brakes. Throws Niederkor in his wake. Thought they'd have another chance at him. Two more dudes. They can't stop him. Barraza. Like a drive-through. Instant gratification. And the Bulldogs pushed the lead right back up to 14. Didn't take long.
That's a special run by a special back, Trenton Barraza.
We'll go ahead and keep the action here. As you see that gentleman right there, making this a 21-7 game. Gotta check out this run again.
Puts the brakes on.
Skirt.
One of the most secure tacklers on this Carey defense in Niederkor. He put the brakes on, made him fly right by, and nobody was going to catch him. The burst of speed to get to the edge and find that hole. There's still 9 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the second quarter, and this young man's already got 3 touchdowns on the night.
So Trenton Barraza putting on a show here in the semifinals at Fostoria. Wanting to lead his Bulldogs back into the regional championship game where they are the defending champs here in Region 22.
They've done everything right, this Bulldogs offense has. They came out, they let Best throw the ball the first 2 drives, and he threw it well. The Carey defense now has to play honest. They can't collapse the run. They got to trust that they can throw the ball, and now Barraza's having himself a field day.
Takes a hop, and this is going to be taken on the hop now by Phoenix, and Tripp gets tripped up. Nowhere to run as Baxter got in there to clean it up in the special teams game.
We had mentioned how packed the Carey side was. We're starting to hear these Bulldogs fans, and there's a lot of them right below us, but you know what's most impressive? If you look down to your right, they got a really good-sized student section here tonight for a middle of fall football game.
Gorgeous football weather on hand in Ohio. We've been blessed basically all season on Friday nights. Play action fake. Smiley does have a man wide open downfield, but he cannot stop and throw it. It would have been across his body. Alex Putnam was about 15 yards behind anybody, but it'll go down as a sack and a loss of 3.
Their 3rd sack of the evening. Couldn't quite flip the hips quick enough to get rid of that ball and get it downfield to Putnam. If he's able to, that's probably a touchdown.
Had a few players open, actually, on the leak out. And here he is from the gun. High snap. Carter runs right into a brick wall.
He's going to lose another yard as well.
Connor Douglas filling the cap. And Smiley, I mean, just gets stopped.
Connor Douglas is listed at 6'5", 275. It's a big boy out there.
Yeah, that's a lot of dude playing that defensive tackle spot. Both he and Jacob Leininger have been great so far for the Dogs. What do they have in store on a third down? They just bring a little bit of pressure. Smiley escapes, takes off, diving for the pylon. Or he's going to be just a little bit short,
Looks
but
like about
boy,
a yard.
what an effort here by Carter Smiley, as he saw exactly where he needed to get out to the 24-yard line. And maybe if he could have put that ball in his right hand, kept it in the field of play.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. If he would have flipped that to his right hand and stuck it out as he's going out of bounds, it might be a first down. This is a very tough spot for these Blue Devils, though. This Columbus Grove offense has been unstoppable tonight. 4th and 1 on your side of the field. You got the meat in the middle to go for it. Let's hand it to one of those guys and get a yard.
Basically everybody in the box, they'll bang it forward with Niederkorn, and he spins for a first down. Gutsy play call by Coach Merschman and this staff, but it pays off.
Tell you what, that's a great play call by Coach Merschman, but I would have almost rather gave it to Broadman or Steen when you just need a yard.
Had 3 lead blockers, and Niederkorn still needed to throw it in the spin cycle to fall forward to get the chain gang back on the move. So a fresh set here for the Carey offense. As again, they're going to look to go through the sky. Smiley heaves one deep. It's going to be underthrown. A lot of guys there, and it's Phoenix again with the big catch. The freshman coming through with a second ginormous reception.
42 yards.
And you got to credit Carter Smiley for giving his guy an opportunity, taking a lick. And look at all those Devils in the vicinity. It's almost like a Hail Mary play.
Absolutely, that's exactly what that is. My guy's out there. I'm going to throw it up. I'm going to give him a chance to catch it. And Phoenix went up and made the play.
So triple set. Broadman straight ahead in a burst. All the way inside the red zone down to the 15. Another Burson Bakies Insurance first down.
17-yard run by Broadman. He's been the guy so far tonight.
Broadman on the season, averaging 4.4 yards per clip.
Averaging almost 12 a clip on 3 carries tonight.
They'll toss it this time. And a decent-looking run as Northman takes it down to about the 8-yard line, close to more first down yardage.
Looks like they're going to give him 8. So we're going to have a 2nd and 2 for Carey. Carey's big play offense has been what's gotten them there so far tonight. They're trying to make this a 1-score game again.
On 2nd down, they'll barrel it forward. That'll move the sticks. Another Burson Bakies first down. It'll set up 1st and goal for this Blue Devils offense. Starting to find a little bit of a rhythm. And you see here, Josh, they win at the point of attack. A lot of bodies moving the opposite direction.
Yeah, when this Carey offensive line gets you moving in the opposite direction, that's what makes them so dangerous with Broadman and Steen in the middle. And then once you start collapsing the middle on Broadman and Steen, you've got Niederkorn. You've got all these guys that can get to the edge.
It's going to be Smiley to the short side of the field. He slithers through. He's in there. Carter Smiley for the 2nd time tonight. Taysom Pater for the Blue Devils. We'll run it back for you starting from the very beginning. You see Carter observing. It's going to be a pretty quick snap. And that's something that Carey likes to do. Go to that short side.
Student body left. The only guy lined up in the backfield was Smiley there. Was Connor Norton. Everybody else was on the left side.
Smiley holds as the kick is up. It's true, 21-14. The Devils respond.
Okay, let's do this thing. Okay, let's do this thing.
Hey all, it's Cassie from the Carey Chamber, and I just want to wish our Carey Blue Devils a great game on Friday. Go team! At the end of this, I have a special message from our board member, Sherry Walter. And don't forget that Christmas in Carey is on Friday, December 1st. See you there. Go Blue!
Hi, Nicholas Wayne and Connor.
And it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
We've got an offensive outburst here after kind of a slow start for both of these teams. 35 combined points, and the latest 7 coming off of Carter Smiley's second touchdown run of the night. I'm Brian Skowronski. Josh Banks is with me here at Fostoria. And an onside kick here for Carey. It's taken on the fly. Oh, but a fair catch called for. So no advancement of the ball there for Brady Basinger. Otherwise, he might have taken this to the crib.
I truly believe that he takes that to the crib if he doesn't call the fair catch.
Oh, wow. And, yeah, otherwise he probably would have got mutilated.
You call the fair catch there because you've got 4 guys crashing down as hard as they can fly at you. If you don't call that fair catch, they see those hands wave. They know they have to back off. It's the only reason that hole kind of did this instead of closing.
So an interesting play call for Coach Mershman and the gang as we got play action, and here he is again, back-to-back plays, and Basinger picking up a first down.
14-yard completion as they continue to be able to throw the football.
Great look on our Houk Hardware replay. Blue Devils defense was able to get some pressure in the face of the sophomore quarterback, but he delivers a dime and rising high for the catch there, the 6'2 freshman. This time they'll put it in the hands of Barraza. Got all 3 Bulldog touchdowns tonight and giving a couple Devil defenders quick ride there for about 4 yards.
He's going to get about, we'll call it 4 on the carry. 2nd and 6 now for the Bulldogs. But, again, we were talking about it during the break. Neither one of these offenses look like they can be stopped right now. The defense that gets the next stop might be the team that wins this game.
Columbus Grove, though, has the touchdown cushion. And they'll pitch it out. I think this is Devin Geckel with the reception.
Going to get about 3. Bring up about a 3rd and 4.
Just a quick hitter here for your young quarterback. Actually, that's Zach Reynolds, the senior, with the grab.
The comfortability that Best has with all of his receivers, his running backs, is so impressive to see as the young man's only a sophomore.
And he comes with the hard count. It might have got Carey to jump off sides.
They did. You see Coach Mershman over there asking the same thing that I'm going to ask again. They're going to call encroachment, but I didn't see him make contact with. He doesn't make contact with a Columbus Grove defender, and none of the Columbus Grove defenders jumped.
Goes down as a penalty for a first down, though, as they move the chains out to the 30. Fresh set here for the sophomore quarterback. Trips to his left, and it's Barraza straight up the middle like a missile, but then planted by Niederkor like he's on the wrestling mat.
Niederkor, Barraza's going to get 5, but that's a great tackle by Niederkor in the middle of the field from his safety spot.
Little double leg takedown that time for number 16. Carey defense, though, on their heels, as they have been for every possession so far. Quick toss out here for Hopkins. And Norden draped on his back. Able to bring him down, but not until after it's enough for another Burson Bakey first down.
Like he's going to get about 8 on that completion. Columbus Grove is moving the football at will so far here in the first half against the Carey Blue Devils. Best in the backfield again. Barraza's going to take it to the left side.
And he gets knocked down right at the 10. Apologize to any of you that were watching on YouTube. It looks like we got kicked off. I will get us right back on there. So hopefully that kicks on here in a moment. I will let you know when we are live back again on YouTube.
Barraza and the Wildcat again.
And looking over to the sideline, we'll see if they change the play. And actually, it's going to be a timeout taken by the Carey Blue Devils.
Their second of the half.
And what a start here, Josh. Columbus Grove really has not been stopped on offense outside of hurting themselves with the interception in the red zone. I mean, this team can really move it.
We were talking about best completion percentage before the game at 68.2% on the season. He's 7 of 8 tonight. He's only had 1 incompletion. And it's been absolutely impressive the way he's been able to connect with his receivers. Some of the deep balls that he's thrown. Just his comfort in the pocket as only a sophomore. And he's not a huge guy. Listed at 6 foot 145. He's not a huge guy. You're going to see Barraza lined up at quarterback again in a Wildcat. Best is lined up as the far wide receiver on the other side of the field.
And he's looking to run it all the way left side. This time dropped in the backfield. Big tackle made on the play by Dash Puckett.
Huge stop. As now you're 3rd and 6 from the 9 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, what great penetration that time. And Puckett maintaining his gap assignment. The sophomore sizzling into the backfield to make a big play. A little bit of pressure now put on this Bulldogs O as they'll need 7. Cam move the chains inside of the 3. Barraza in motion. Rolling that way, flag flies, and I think this will be a legal procedure and make it 5 yards more challenging.
Yes, it is. So 3rd and 7 is not going to become 3rd and 12.
And just to let you folks know, we are back in live on our YouTube main channel. So sorry for that. We've had internet go out twice tonight, but very briefly, only for about 10 seconds, YouTube. Not a fan of that.
Not a fan of that.
Neither am I. This is a Wi-Fi world. And it's spread wide here for the Dogs. Barraza in motion. They're going to set it back up. And picked off! What a play by the defensive lineman, sky high, Alex Putnam. The second takeaway of the night for the Devils.
And a huge one. 1:41 left in this first half, Brian. If they can go down the field and score and tie this game up, they get the ball back to start the second half.
What a read. He saw it all the way. Basinger was behind him trying to set up the screenplay. And just not enough lob or touch on the pass. Alex making a nab like it's a big rebound. Still a lot of time here for Carey. Still with 1 timeout. Smiley going for it all, but he overshoots everybody. The closest player there was Grant Eversole. And way over the safety's head, 2nd down.
Yeah, I think he just expected Niederkorn to outrun everybody kind of the way he's done all year, and he just threw that where he thought his receiver was going to be because that was nowhere near anybody.
So the Devils will break the huddle here with that tight set, couple tight ends. And they'll go play action again. Here's Carter, brought down in the backfield. Another sack for this Bulldogs defense. And it's the second of the night for that gentleman, Kyle Lathrop.
It's going to be about a 8-yard loss. Not what you needed there if you're the Carey Blue Devils, because now you're in danger of not only not scoring before half, but giving the ball back to Columbus Grove, who has 2 timeouts and the potential to score in one play, as we've already seen a couple times tonight.
Take some more of your guys' comments here. 32 new ones coming in. See Robin out there, says go Carey, go Blue. Tyler wants to know why they're not kicking the ball down the field. Rhonda and Janice enjoying the previous touchdown by the Devils. Rhonda very vocal out there tonight. Keep it up, lady.
Third and 18.
And a crucial play here for both units. If you're Carey, with those 2 timeouts in the back pocket here of the Bulldogs, tempting maybe just to run this, ensure that the clock continues to spin, and they've got to burn one up. They've got 4 wide here, and it's going to be Smiley all the way. Here's Carter Smiley out across the 30, and the Bulldogs will use another timeout.
He's going to get 6 on that carry.
Just a Zion quarterback run all the way, and almost got drilled immediately by Lathrop again, who has just been a menace tonight.
Lathrop from that defensive end position has done everything he has wanted to so far here in the first half. And now you're in a crucial situation if you're the Carey Blue Devils. 4th and 12 from your own 30. We've already seen them go from it in this position once. Do you risk that again, or do you punt the ball away and make them move the ball down the field with a minute 18, say a minute 10 when they start the drive after the punt, and only 1 timeout? I don't see why you even attempt to go for this on 4th down here.
Punter is out onto the field. They will play this safe, and I think needing that dozen yards, even though Carter Smiley's been able to hook up on a couple of deep ones, especially to the freshman Trip Phoenix tonight. This is not the time or place for that. Barraza back waiting for it at his own 40-yard line. Quality field position again here for the Bulldogs, and it's going to get blocked. Yeah, a piece of that caught by Columbus Grove, and they will have excellent field position, diving on it inside the 35.
Wait, it's going to be Carey Blue Devil first football it's going to be first down Carey on the block. It was then fumbled and recovered by Carey. So it should be Carey football, and it should be a first down. We'll see what they call here.
Yeah, a lot to unpack. Let me run this for you guys real fast. Let's see what we see. It looks like it's picked up there, or at least touched by a Columbus Grove player, and then Carey dove on it. Wow. But the fact that it was tipped off the punt, I think changes.
I agree.
I believe. Wow. I think they might get this wrong here, Josh. If it's tipped by Columbus Grove, I think it's just a free ball from there.
But the question then becomes: did they consider the ball at any point recovered by Columbus Grove? Because if they considered the ball recovered at any point by Columbus Grove, which could have been, I don't see it in their possession for longer than a second at any point. But that's what the conversation is about right now, is if the ball was at any point recovered by Columbus Grove and then fumbled again, it would have then changed possession, and it would be Carey ball first down.
I think they're going to change the call here, or at least there's a lot of cheers coming on the home side of things.
Which would be the correct call, because I did not see Columbus Grove have possession of that ball for it to change possession again at any point in that scrum.
We'll relay the explanation.
They're going to give Carey a first down.
So a big break here for the Blue Devils. Show this to you guys one more time. Obviously, it's tipped, and then there's no question that it's touched here by Columbus Grove. And that'll give Carey the football back.
As you see Coach Schaefer trying to get an explanation.
And the referees are going to have Carey back off the football here because he's getting that explanation as he fully deserves. I mean, that's a pivotal play right now in the game. It's either them being set up with the ball just outside of the red zone or new life for this Carey offense with a fresh set of downs.
Who's already shown that they're capable. I mean, they've completed 2 passes tonight. They've completed 2 passes for 48 yards and 42 yards. They're going to have we have 3 officials now over here on the sideline with Coach Schaefer having this discussion. Rightfully so, because, again, if it's a clear recovery by Columbus Grove, then they got the correct call. But I did not see a clear recovery anywhere by Columbus Grove here on this play. They're going to discuss it again. We just had an official's timeout. Coach Schaefer has asked them to discuss this again.
Well, if they went to the replay on OH report, it's still a little inconclusive.
It is. Which is you can't overturn it at this point.
So the referees are going to have a nice little talk.
We got a referee carrying a briefcase of some sort out here. What is going on right now?
Oh. Now, during playoffs, what do they get, like a video booth? Does he open up a screen out of that case? This is new for me. Oh, they're bringing out the rule book. I think that's what it is.
100%. That is what he is handing out right now.
So we'll show this one more time. I'm going to slow it down even at the very, very beginning for you guys. Okay, so the pressure comes.
It's a clear block.
Yeah, there's a chunk of that football that's touched by Reynolds. So then it takes a bounce, and I think it's just from here.
So you would think that maybe they recovered it there, but it's never in anybody's clear possession.
So the more I watch the replay, it feels like the less I learn and the less I know.
This might be the first time I've ever covered a high school football game where they have had to pull the rule books out to figure out a call.
I'm with you. This is first time for me too, partner, and whatever the call is, you just certainly hope that they get the correct one out on the field because taking a little bit of the momentum out of the game right now. We're probably closing in on, 4 or 5 minutes? Trying to get this thing right.
They're going to bring the rule book to Coach Schaefer to explain the call to him.
Which explains or indicates to me it's going to be Carey football. Otherwise, they'd be running over to Coach Mershman and say, sorry.
Now, my only thing is, and I haven't read a high school football rule book in a long time, Brian, the only thing that would make sense is once you block the punt, that becomes the change of possession. Once you block the punt, that then becomes a live football, and whoever recovers it. And it's a change of possession. So if Carey recovers that, it's like like a turnover in general, and it's a first down. This is the only thing that would make sense to me.
Well, after they get the rule book back over to the sideline, it is going to be a 1st and 10 from the 34 for Carey. And actually, I think they called a delay of game. So even give them 5 more yards. And this Columbus Grove crowd not loving any of it. A lot of confusion over here. I see a lot of scrunched up brows and some
I'm right there
discussion.
with them.
But now, can the Blue Devils do something with it? The referees are going to.
The referees are going to have another
talk.
conversation about maybe there wasn't a penalty. Maybe it was just spot. I tell you what, I give officials all the credit in the world because they go out there and do a job that I would never go out there and do because I know the scrutiny that they take. However, it's times like this where we're even trying to figure out what's the holdup still.
Well, it certainly helps in the NFL and the college ranks to have the microphone on the referee, which they do have here tonight. You just can't pick it up on our broadcast. But we have not got an explanation for this yet. Which,
so they're going to move the ball back again now to the original. I'm so confused.
Well, no, they're going to keep it there at the 39. So we are back to action. Carey's got a $112 to play with. New life, and they'll start in the hands of Austin Niederkor. To the edge, pushing the pile. He's got a first down. And Carey quickly going to get back up to the line of scrimmage as the clock stops at 1:05.
Clock stops to move the chains. Change gets set. Clock starts. So we're inside 60 seconds now.
From the 45.
We're going to have a false start. Yes, we are. It's the fourth penalty on the Blue Devils here in the first half. Something that we're not accustomed to seeing out of this Carey team.
Still looking for it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, on the
Tight
left tight
end.
end position.
Smiley's going to roll right. He's going to look downfield. Nobody to throw to, so he's going to take off and run. Get out of bounds right about midfield.
Decent gainer as he picked up the penalty yardage and then a couple more.
Looks like they're going to mark him out at the 47-yard line.
So Smiley turning nothing into a little bit of something and able to get out of bounds, which is the key.
43 seconds, though. At some point, you have to take a shot.
They're going to send three receivers up top. They got the freshman out wide, Niederkor in the slot. A lot of pressure. Smiley steps up, going long. He's got Austin, almost able to accelerate underneath it.
Carter's got to be very, very careful because he was very close to the line of scrimmage when he throws this football. The line of scrimmage is about the 46. He's actually past the line of scrimmage when he throws that football.
Smiley was right on it and nearly nailed it in the passing game there on a deep bomb to Austin Niederkor. But it's incomplete. 3rd and 8.
37 seconds.
Bulldogs playing zone defense. Smiley again just lobs it up for grabs. This time it's intercepted. Picked off on the backside here by Baxter.
And he's got some room up the sideline.
So the first takeaway of the night for Columbus Grove. And it's almost like the sports gods trying to balance things out after the complicated call. They'll get the ball basically right at the 35 where they could have had it off the block punt. And Smiley, boy, he's been living on that razor's edge tonight. He's put a lot of balls up for grabs. This is the first one that's come back to bite him.
Yeah, that one's just a tad bit overthrown. Tripp tried to go up and make a play on it. Unable to get to the ball that time as there's a flag on the play.
It was an awful late flag. And just a sideline warning against the Devils.
No, they're going to add 15 on to that at the end of that run, sir. Columbus Grove is now going to start inside. No, they're going to start in the red zone, essentially, from the 21-yard line. 22 seconds and a timeout. They can go up 2 scores here going into halftime and have a huge momentum swing.
Very important last 22 seconds here. Barraza with the fake. Best bouncing around in the pocket. Now he escapes to the right, and he'll go out of bounds. Might have got hit late. It was Norton with the contact, no whistle, as the clock stops with 14 ticks remaining.
They're going to give best 5 on that play. The smart thing there, though, is he gets his yardage and he gets out of bounds. They don't have to use that final timeout here.
So everything's still in the playbook. As they'll come out, 2 receivers to the near side. The lone man up top, Schultz. And they'll give it to Barraza. Looking to shake and bake his way. He does get a first down. So the clock will stop, and it'll be interesting call here. If you try to spike it, it looks like they will, and no time came off the clock. I think at least a second has to come off on a snap.
Or 2.
So even though this is a neutral game, the home team getting a little home cooking there from the scoreboard operator.
That's what we're getting ready to have. That's what they're having a conversation about right now is the clock. The clock did not move. 6. They're going to take 3 seconds off the clock.
And so even with one timeout, it looks like Coach Schaefer is going to try to tack 3 on the board and make this a 2-possession game. What a wild last couple of minutes we've had.
Most entertaining end of a first half I think I've been a part of all year.
So a big spot here for Columbus Grove and their kicker, Evan Verhoff.
From the right hash. It's not a straight-on kick. Kick up, right, down Main Street.
So it's a kick at the horn by Verhoff. And that will take us into the half, 24-14. What action we had here in this first half, and still plenty more to come. When we return, we will have both marching bands' performances as well as some halftime stats, give you some analysis, and get you all ready for quarter number 3. Oh, they're putting more time on the board?
There's 4 seconds left on the clock. Apparently, I thought for sure 3 or 4 seconds ran off on a field goal. At least that's what I've always become accustomed to. But there's still 4 seconds on the clock. So apparently only 2 seconds came off on that snap, hold, and kick.
So jumping the gun here on the halftime festivities. We'll get to the halftime bands here soon enough.
That's a big field goal for the Bulldogs, though. Put you up 2 scores. You know Carey comes out offensively. Their offense is finally starting to find a rhythm. They're going to come out with the ball in the second half, but we'll talk about some stats at halftime that we have about this Columbus Grove defense.
Here comes the sophomore Verhoff to kick it away. It'll be a short one near side. It's going to take a hop. That's a live ball. And finally collected there.
Again, look at the clock. No time comes off the clock.
So a few frustrated fans here in the building. As Chase Stone brought that in, probably at least a second should have come off. Maybe 2.
Believe the clock starts when the ball is touched on a kickoff, not on the kick. So I'd say a second, absolutely.
Well, it's certainly the world's fastest field goal. You never see those take just 2 seconds off of game action.
I expect Carey just to come out, hand this football off.
Might even just kneel it down. That's exactly what Carter Smiley will do. And guess what? Now it's time to move on to the half. The Bulldogs lead it by 10. I already told you we got the halftime bands making their way out onto the field. Josh and I will break down the action for you so far through 2 quarters and then also get you some scores from around the state. You're watching live and free playoff football on the OH Report.
planetary closing tonight's show featuring the recent Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, the Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters were formed in 1996 by former Nirvana drummer Dave Grohl and have become one of the most renowned modern rock bands of all time. This song was arranged for the planetary by junior percussionist Brody Baker. The planetary closes tonight's show with one of the Foo Fighters' best songs, Everlong. The party takes one of the marching bands, led by Philip and the Lincoln Collector Ronaldo Rose, and by the Ball. We're on the side of the all belong, no Blue Devils. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of the Bulldogs, the state superior rated Hoffbauer High School Marching Band. The Hoffbauer Marching Band, under the direction of Jason Mosen and Rich Kugler, is excited to perform a competition show here in the Debbie tonight. The band is under the field direction by Burson and Alex Burson.
The two teams they lost to though are both like what Galleon's D4.
Yep.
And Hoffbauer's D5. Are they 6? Oh, Hoffbauer's 7. Yeah, that's right. Hoffbauer's 7.
Yeah, they're 7.
Tonight's winning 50-50 ticket number for $532 is a green ticket.
Hey all, it's Cassie from the Carey Chamber, and I just want to wish our Carey Blue Devils a great game on Friday. Go team! At the end of this, I have a special message from our board member, Sherry Walter. And don't forget that Christmas in Carey is on Friday, December 1st. See you there. Go Blue!
Right, Nicholas Wayne in the corner.
Hoffbauer Disposal Services is a locally owned and family operated business located in McCutcheonville, offering residential, commercial, and roll-off trash services. Hoffbauer Disposal Services are proud supporters of Carey football.
Welcome inside the Clouse Construction halftime show presented by Carey, Poverello Federal Credit Union. Brian Skowronski alongside Joshua Banks. 24-14 is the score here tonight in Fostoria, and one heck of a contest that we've had so far. The winner moving on to the regional championship game, and I think for both of these teams, we certainly think that Carey, this is the most that they've struggled defensively in a while against the squad, probably dating all the way back 10 weeks ago. And might even be the same for Columbus Grove. Both of these teams at times, they've shown some sparks.
Yeah, their offenses have both shown sparks. We haven't really seen either one of these defenses really step up and I think play up to their potential. We looked at stats earlier. Grove's given up very few points this year. They had a point in the season where they had multiple shutouts in a row. Very talented defensively, and this Carey team's kind of, the stats we're going to look at aren't going to show it, but they've really kind of been able to move the ball slowly but surely. A couple long passes where I think Carter Smiley might have had his eyes shut when he threw them. But they've done what they needed to do, and it's only a 10-point game at half.
Very balanced offensive attack so far for the Blue Devils. 90 passing, 90 rushing over on the other side. It's been kind of the same story as well, as they've put it up for 111 through the air, 134 on the ground. And definitely they've showed that they've got some playmakers. Their stud sophomore quarterback has looked poised certainly here tonight. Landon Best doing a nice job of just dictating the action. Carey's hurt themselves with a few penalties. Also came away with that big call on the blocked punt that potentially could have set up Columbus Grove to take command of this game. Instead, it's just a 10-point cushion instead of a 14.
Well, and it's really interesting, too. We talked about that kind of the football people looking down on top of Columbus Grove. They end up throwing that pick, and they run that pick all the way back to where they would have had possession of the ball when that punt scenario kind of went down. the second half is really going to come down to which defense is going to get a stop. But I think the true swing here has to be this first drive for the Blue Devils. You're down 10. You get the ball to start this half. You have to come out and, I would say, put points on the board. But Carey's not known for kicking field goals. Put 7 points on the board. Make this a 3-point ball game. And see if your defense finally wants to show up for Coach Merschman, who we know loves his defense, and get a stop and give you a chance to win this game in the fourth quarter.
Carey coming off of a shutout against Columbia, who made it to the regional championship a season ago, 29-6. They knocked off Crestview in their playoff opener, only allowed 6 points against Seneca East in Week 10, and you got to go all the way back to week number 2 to find a week where the Blue Devils allowed more than 14 points in a game, that against Galleon. 36, the most they gave up in Week 1 against a Hopewell Loudon team, still competing tonight.
The teams that they lost to, Galleon loses a heartbreaker last week at Millersburg West Holmes 22-19. Hopewell Loudon is still competing tonight. And then you look on the other side, Columbus Grove has 2 losses as well. One is to
knocked off by Pandora Gilbo in the very first game of the season. Then in Week 3, Patrick Henry. So 2 teams also still dancing here in Week 13.
I believe Pandora Gilboa lost last week. But at the same time,
to Hopewell Loudon.
To a team that's very talented in Hopewell Loudon. So these 2 teams have been battle-tested all season. And it's really showing here tonight as we're getting ready for second half football.
It's going to be Carey ball first. As again, they kick it short. It's going to take a hop right in front of Norden. He takes it and able to squeeze through a little crease, throw a stiff arm, and he's out near midfield. Great return here by Connor Norden, the senior, to set up the Blue Devils with great field position.
And that's exactly what Carey needed. Almost on plus side of the field to start the drive in the second half. Now again, if you're Carey, you have to come out here and get points. Carter Smiley has thrown the ball tonight. This might be the most I've seen Carey throw the football all year, what they've done so far tonight. But they've been very scary passes.
First down for Smiley and the gang here from the 48-yard line. And Carter's going to go left, catches the block from Steen, tripped up, but falls forward inside of the 45-yard line. So it's a nice gain of around 7 yards for the Blue Devils to kick off the second half.
Carter's going to get 7 to start the half. A second and short. A second and 3, second and 2. They're going to give him 8. That's exactly what you want if you're Carey. You want 4, 5, 6 yards on first down because then it gives you that second and short where you can give it to those big boys in the middle and let them get the first down.
Tight set, I formation. It's a toss, and here's Steen. Eli to the corner, and he's able to bring his momentum for a first down as Carey inside of the 40-yard line just a couple of plays in.
Yeah, they're inside. They're on the 40. He's going to get 4 yards on that carry. Only needed 2. And that's the thing with big Eli Steen. He's going to get 3 or 4 yards every time he touches the ball because he just falls forward, and he's a big body out there. It's hard to bring him down on first contact. Now they're going to go back to that trusty power eye.
Smiley turns hands off. Steen again, second straight carry, a second straight first down as he pulls a defender down to the 25-yard line. Another Burson Bakey first down.
And that's a 15-yard run for Steen. And he's one of those guys, once he gets that body rolling, he's hard to bring down as he barely gets brought down there in the back end of the defense, or that might be 6.
Devils keep all the big bodies out there. 3 backs again, a couple of tight ends. Smiley hands to the up back. It's Broadman, bounces off of a defensive tackle and then maneuvers his way out near the 20, turned it into a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, I thought for sure that was going to get stopped in the backfield. They did a great job of bottling him up, but there's that tush push that we've seen all night from Steen. Kind of gives him the extra momentum to keep them legs churning. a 1 or 2 yard gain turns into 5, and Carey's looking really good offensively here to start the second half.
Got a lot of physical bodies in that backfield. 6'4", 225 on that last carry. We've talked about Steen as a sophomore, listed at 240 himself. So the double beef patty stacked up in the backfield, and they'll give it to the deep man Niedercore here. And he's going to get rocked. Still able to swivel his way for a gain of a couple.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give him 2, a generous 2, because it looked like he got bottled up pretty quick there by this front by the Bulldogs.
Another hard physical runner. But the Grove defense does force a third down.
Looks like Grove's gone to a 5-man front, 5 down linemen. Carey's going to stay in their power eye.
And it's going to be Carter to Broadman.
He's still going.
Fighting for more yards as let the rugby scrum ensue all the way down to the 7-yard line. Nathan Broadman taking bodies with him.
3rd first down here in the 3rd quarter for this Blue Devils team. And they've already taken 3 minutes off of this clock.
And a very tired Ethan Johnson checking out right now. Carey from the stacked eye. It's Steen this time. 2 hands on the football, and he's going to dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Devils. What a drive. Heck of a start here for Carey.
They went back to their comfort zone, Brian. They went back to their power eye. They were in a shotgun one time on that entire possession, and it was a Carter Smiley run. Everything else, they went to Carey football. They went power eye, and they pounded the ball into the end zone, which is exactly what they needed to do.
So the Blue Devils an extra point away from making this just a 3-point game, and that's exactly what they've done. The Blue Devils march down the field. We've got a heck of a game going here in the semifinals in Region 22.
Okay, let's do this thing. Okay, let's do this thing.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Carey capitalizes on a short field as they march down, and we've got a flag here on the ensuing kickoff. I think this will be offsides here against the Blue Devils. They'll have to back up and try it all over again, but Coach Merchman and his guys doing everything they can, try to create some extra possessions, keep the ball out of the hands of this very talented Bulldogs offense.
Yeah, trying to keep the ball out of the Bulldogs' offensive hands, but it's a risky call there. You don't want to give the Bulldogs possession in positive territory either with the way they've been playing so far tonight.
Columbus Grove has not been stopped on offense outside of the turnover that they had down in the red zone.
They've done what they want, when they want, how they want so far this evening. But we know Coach Merchman's going to have a conversation in the locker room with his guys that's going to change the aspect of how they feel about this game.
Here comes the junior Sam Cole to kick it away. We'll see if they elect to go short again. And he'll boom it down the near side. It's taken inside of the 25-yard line. And here comes Reynolds squeaking through. And he's going to be drugged down at the 43-yard line. So the Bulldogs, too, will have fantastic field position. Their first drive here of quarter number 3.
Yeah, that's a great return there by Reynolds. As you hear this Columbus Grove crowd, they want a horse collar. We'll look at it here. Looks like he just grabbed the back of the jersey. He didn't get inside of the shoulder pads. You can grab jersey as long as you don't pull down by the pads. So
Still going to be fabulous starting field position for Landon Best in the offense. Him and the combination of Trenton Barraza, unstoppable in the opening half, and here comes Trenton. Nowhere to go this time. Eli Steen able to wrap him up, throw him down for a minimal gain.
And all Carey needs, and we've seen it every game we've ever covered for Carey football, they need one momentum swing, and that changes the entire outlay of the entire game for them. They scored the touchdown in the first half. They get that stop. Another stop here. There's a flag on the play. Looks like in the position of holding or a block in the back.
We'll run this back on the replay for you guys, show you how it all shook out. But right now, the Bulldogs marching backwards. They know this one's against them. So it will be an illegal block in the back. Show you this play from the top. It was a quick snap by Best. Fake, quick toss out to the
right there on the edge.
Right hash, and that's what opened Hopkins up for that run. So it'll be second down.
This is Carey's opportunity to get that stop that they've needed all night long and have a chance, once you get this stop, to take your first lead of the ball game.
Bulldogs led it 14-0 to open up the contest. Carey has clawed their way back in it. Empty set, blitz comes right side. It's Barraza. And he's able to break a tackle. Gets the penalty yardage and more back.
Barraza really the guy they go to when they need a big yardage situation, whether it's a handoff, a wildcat. They trust that young man with the football in his hands, and he's only a junior.
The core group of this offense all going to be back next season for the Bulldogs, but a lot to fight for, of course. Here in Week 13, trying to advance back to the regional championship, defend their crown. It's Barraza again, has a stutter step, and he's going to be met by about a 4-pack of Blue Devils.
He's going to lose 2. This Carey defense finally did what they needed to do. They're going to force a punt. But we'll see if Coach Schaefer is going to leave. Looks like Coach Schaefer is going to leave his offense on the field here.
They've got Carey scrambling, maybe just trying to get him to jump off sides. And we'll see sometimes a quarterback will back up and just do a
Looks like
punt.
that's what they're going to do here.
Yeah. And it's a solid-looking punt. It's going to take a hop at the 12-yard line. The Bulldogs are going to back up Carey all the way inside of their own 5.
What a punt by Landon Best with a quick pooch kick that's going to make this Carey offense go 96 yards to get to the end zone.
Yeah, here it takes a hop, a little bit of spin on it. Carry him out to the side, and a fortuitous roll for the Bulldogs. So Carey was able to rock down the field on their first drive of quarter number 3. See if they can do it again here, just at the midway point of the third. Smiley with the pitch to the left side, and a strong tackle, maybe no gain on the play.
This defense for Columbus Grove has done a great job of not allowing Niederkorn to get to the edge where he can hurt them.
2nd and 10 after no gain. And they'll give it to the up man. They've had a lot of success with Broadman tonight.
They're going to have it again. He's going to get 5, maybe even 6.
And this normally the guy that they use as the bruiser to set the tone, get out, make some blocks. They have really heavily relied on the running ability of Nathan Broadman tonight.
7 carries tonight.
Came into the game averaging only about 7 yards per game.
They're going to give it to him again.
And look at him.
He's still moving.
Huge first down for the Devils, as they'll get out of the shadow of their own goalpost.
That's a 12-yard carry.
And maybe should have went for a couple. That's just all heart and determination.
He carried Barraza 5 yards after Barraza made initial contact with him. And this is Carey football.
Now they've dug themselves out of that hole. They can get back to doing what they do best, as they'll give it to Norton here on the carry. And we definitely, yeah, we've seen the Blue Devils. We talked about it in the pregame. I mean, they'll swap a bunch of different fresh bodies in there here in the second half now.
5 different players have ran the football tonight. The only guy that normally gets a carry for them that hasn't touched the ball yet tonight is Putnam.
Minimal gain here, though, on 2nd down.
They're going to give him about 5.
Yeah, it did work out a little bit better than I thought.
6, actually. They're going to give him 6, so now you're going to have 3rd and 2.
Baxter never sold the tackle. Brings up 3rd and 3.
And we do apologize for the glitchy streaming. We're at the mercy of the internet out here. I will try to switch it to the hotspot on my phone. Not sure that's going to be any better with a few thousand in attendance. Big 3rd down and 2 here for the Blue Devils offense. It's the Steen train. Chugga chugga for the first down.
6 first downs here in the 3rd quarter for the Carey Blue Devils already.
As the steamroller out to the 40-yard line.
We see Steen get his yards every game. We've seen it all year. But it's normally those quick guys with Niedercore and with Putnam that are really their playmakers.
Seen over 1,200 yards on the season. Here's Carter Smiley, able to find a crease to the outside, and another Burson Bakey first down.
Where are they going to mark him out at?
Into enemy territory, down to about 45. So a big run by Carter Smiley.
15 yards.
And the running attack in full pursuit here now for the Blue Devils, starting to find their confidence and winning at the point of attack up front.
There's Norton again. He just does not go down on initial contact.
So they have really been feeding the beast. Broadman again, getting a push from Steen, and into the 2nd level, falling forward for extra yards time and time again. Heck of a drive here for Carey, even if they come away with nothing to start it on their own 4-yard line.
They have eaten a lot of this 3rd quarter clock between their first drive and now this drive. There's Steen. Great job, much better job there of Columbus Grove by hitting him low and quit trying to tackle him high. Hit him low. It's only going to get a yard there.
And I apologize. It looked like, okay, there's our picture back. Got to be able to see what's going to happen on this 3rd and 3. They'll toss it. Niederkorn tries to hurdle his way through, but he cannot get over the barrier. The Columbus Grove defense comes up, knocks him down in the backfield for a loss.
He's going to lose 2. It's a really interesting play call there by Coach Marshman and his staff. You're moving the field, moving the ball downfield with ease with your big boys. You're 3rd and 3. Give it to Brodman or Steen, let him get 1 or 2, and then leave yourself in a 4th and short. Now you're 4th and 6, and this Columbus Grove crowd's starting to get back into it.
Devils come out with that tight set here on 4th down, and they're going to go play action. Protection for Smiley. Now he's got to get loose. Carter Smiley to the edge. The football is out. Columbus Grove has it. Bulldogs come away with the rock.
Smiley got about 3 yards on the carry before he fumbled. And that's just great pursuit by this Columbus Grove defense. As Mr. Barraza is in there to force the fumble.
Junior has been everywhere tonight, making plays on both sides of the ball. So Carey at least able to flip the field after that long drive, but they give it away on 4th down again. And they're going to go to the air play.
He's got a
wide
man
open. And this could go in for 6. It looks like Zach Reynolds will coast 62 yards to the crib. So Columbus Grove strikes immediately. And a flag at the 35-yard line. They're going to say the touchdown is good. Check it out again. It's all about this fake toss to the outside to Barraza. All the eyes looking in the backfield. Zach Reynolds sneaking behind the secondary for a big touchdown.
And how about the play call? That's the same thing that's worked on all of their long passes. It's play action. It's a fake handoff up the middle or that fake toss where you've been feeding Barraza. You've let him get his carries. You got to respect him as a running back. That time, Carey's defense respects him a little bit too much and now cost him a 62-yard touchdown.
Point after gets blocked. So the score remains 30-21. Bulldogs putting on a show here at Fostoria.
Okay, let's do this thing. Okay, let's do this thing.
Hoffbauer Disposal Services is a locally owned and family-operated business located in McCutcheonville, offering residential, commercial, and roll-off trash services. Hoffbauer Disposal Services are proud supporters of Carey football.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Second time tonight, the Columbus Grove offense has put together an explosive touchdown. The latest, a 62-yard bomb. Reynolds taking it in for the score.
You can't ask for anything more. Their second touchdown of over 60 yards as they had a 63-yard run earlier in the first half. Their offense have been explosive, and this is just a wide open receiver for the Bulldogs. There was nobody within 15 yards of him when he caught that ball.
So a huge play for the Dogs as they've built the lead back up to 9. And off the squib kick, Carey will fall on top of it. That's Chase Stone.
First and 10, Carey.
it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here with the Carey Blue Devil offense. You're down 9. You still got an entire fourth quarter of football left to play. But you kind of got to start trying to move the ball in bigger chunks.
Do not believe Carter Smiley has attempted a pass yet in the third quarter.
He is not.
It's been all ground attack. On a 1st and 10, they'll begin the drive in the gun. Smiley calls his own number, left side. And the ball is loose. Columbus Grove thinks they have it.
And they do.
The Bulldogs, fresh off a stop and a big play, make another one right here.
And I tell you what, there's still 42 seconds left in the third quarter, and we got a 12-minute fourth quarter left. But if the Bulldogs go down and score, that fumble could be the dagger.
Looked like Basinger might have got a paw in there. So a huge opportunity now for the Bulldog offense. Try to put a stake in the Devils' hearts. And they'll begin with Barraza muscling his way out across the 35-yard line. Big gain here to kick off the drive.
He's going to get 6. They can let the clock run out. They do not have to run another play before the end of the quarter, but it looks like they're going to go and they want to get another play off.
Looked like perhaps they allowed Carey to jump off sides and then return.
It's a very interesting rule at the high school level. They're going to let that clock run out. 30-21 your score here at the end of 3.
As we head to money time, the Bulldogs looking to punch their ticket into the regional final. Can Carey find a way to get back in it? Find out with us.
Okay, let's do this thing. Okay, let's do this thing.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
First play of money time is a run by Barraza, as he's able to snake his way through for a first down here to open up quarter number 4. I'm Brian with Joshua tonight here in Fostoria, and we've had a heck of a ball game going throughout the entire course of the night. It began with Columbus Grove getting off to a couple of touchdown lead. Carey got themselves right back into it, but right now, some crucial moments, of course, as we are here in money time, and the Carey defense in desperate need of a stop to try to hang.
Carey needs a stop here, and again, we're in a situation where Carey doesn't really have the offense to go down and score quick as Barraza. They're just going to keep feeding him. He gets hit, still falls forward. He's going to get 6. They don't have the offense to really score quick, Brian. They're a ground and pound team, and they're in a situation where you're inside the fourth quarter. You get a stop. You're probably going to be inside of 8-9 minutes left to go in this game. You need 2 scores or a touchdown and a field goal to take the lead. So you got to get 2 stops against this offense, and they haven't done that yet tonight.
The Bulldogs really taking their time getting back up to the line of scrimmage as the play clock melting down to 6 when they take it. They'll toss it, and not a whole lot of room this time as the Carey defense stiffens up and forces a third down.
Looks like Best is going to get 2, maybe 3 on the carry. We're going to have a 3rd and 1. They're going to go quick. That's going to be a false start.
Be against the left guard, Kyle Lathrop. He's had a great game defensively tonight. And just a little mental lapse right there. So it'll make this 3rd down a little bit more challenging as the Dogs will need 6.
But they're in 4-down territory.
They're going to hand it off. Barraza left side, hitting the backfield.
It's going to get back the penalty yards, maybe a couple more. Looks like we're going to have a 3rd or a 4th and 3.
See the initial contact, able to slow down his momentum just a bit as he was hit by Broadman, but still chugged forward for a couple. So critical 4th down here coming up, certainly for the Carey defense.
If you're Columbus Grove, do you go back to what scored you a touchdown on the last drive? You've ran it 6 times in a row right now. Throw a little play action at him and throw one to the end zone. Best is going to keep it. He's going to get stuffed. There's that Carey defense getting a stop. And they're going to take the ball back with 9.5 left here in the 4th quarter.
Just what the pharmacist prescribed. Carey getting a stop here. And the sophomore Best not able to wiggle free as he made a nice little shimmy shake, but Broadman got those powerful paws on him and then got help from Norton and company.
The workhorse in the backfield tonight makes 2 critical stops defensively.
Still lots of time here for Carey to do what they do offensively as they'll come out with that heavy set and punch it forward again with Broadman.
Broadman's going to get 5 more.
And that's kind of been on his average tonight.
Absolutely.
Kid who entered the week less than 20 carries on the season.
Has 11 tonight.
And has seldom been slowed down as the Bulldogs show blitz. They'll bring some heat. Steen works his way to the outside. And he's able to churn out a gain of a couple. Quickly becomes 3rd down for the Carey offense. Still need about 3.
Steen's got 10 carries on the evening. So they've pounded the football. They just haven't broke off the big play from a Putnam or a Niedercore or anybody like that so far this evening.
And I thought Eli over on the sideline was going to break down and start doing some push-ups, keep himself pumped up. He's off the field right now.
As we're going to have a encroachment on Columbus Grove.
And that's something that we saw against Carey numerous times in the first half, at least a couple. And it works in their favor here as that will be enough to move the chains. So it's a Burson Bakies 1st down. As the Dogs, who were penalized just once in the first half, hurting themselves a little bit here in half number 2.
That's their 3rd here in the second half.
Clock, though, continues to roll, approaching the 8-minute mark. And Carey's got to get to work offensively.
They need a big play.
From their own 36, triple back set. The lead man gets it, or actually a fake, and Smiley to the outside just gets clobbered as Loudon, Achmany, able to catch him.
It's like they're going to say no gain. I thought he might have lost a yard.
So the Blue Devils continue to huddle. Has more than a half minute coming off just that last play since. They'll go play action, though, this time. Big pancake block as Smiley uncorks one. It's tipped and nearly picked off.
Broadman had to switch real quick there from receiver to corner to prevent that interception from happening.
So Carter's been living a bit dangerously in the passing game tonight. The latest, no exception. Double coverage on the play. And as you mentioned, Josh, just having to break that up, not even able to kind of make a play on it to pull in a reception.
Putnam's going to come off the field. Really hasn't been super involved offensively tonight as we're accustomed to seeing.
Big 3rd down and 10. Smiley steps up, tosses one deep far sideline, and it's going to be tipped on the joust, incomplete.
As we have a flag.
It's down right at the line of scrimmage. And they're going to say an eligible man downfield. And since it would be 4th down and 10, you imagine they probably decline this one. But it's up to Coach Schaefer.
Yep, looks like they will decline it.
Take a second look.
Ineligible man downfield on Carey.
See, that was Landon Terrace, the intended target there on the far sideline.
4th and 10, 7 minutes to go. I don't want to say this is the ball game, but with this Carey offense and the way they run things, this is probably the ball game right here.
Brings up 4th and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Critical 4th down on the way. As the Blue Devils sprint up to the line, and they'll come out 4 wide. 3 up to the top of your screen. Smiley, a lot of pressure from the backside. He's going to get dropped for a sack. The Dogs eat a sack lunch here to get the football back. And guess who? Lathrop with his 3rd.
That young man he's untouched off the edge. Nobody touched him off the edge.
He and Blankenmeyer combined to make that sack. In a tough position now for Carey. As the Bulldogs consult this one away with a couple of big 1st downs.
Couple of 1st downs here, and and this ball game's over.
They'll hand it. Barraza makes a stutter step.
Gets a yard.
Carey able to push him back.
th carry of the evening for Barraza.
Well, what kind of heart does this Carey defensive unit that's been so awesome over these last 10 weeks have left in the tank here? Barraza again, the solo back. He's got the carry to the left side. Almost looked like he was going to take it the distance. Niedercore able to wrap him up down low to force a 3rd down.
He's going to get 5. Should be 3rd and 4. Call it 3rd and 5. Almost risky move. He stuck the ball out. Could have been punched out and looked like he started to stick it out and then realized he didn't want to do that and pulled it back. This is another crucial 3rd down here for this Carey defense. This game's not over yet.
But they'll have to get a stop right here. Best going to hand off. Barraza.
He's met in the backfield. No gain.
Defenders right on his back as soon as he took the handoff. So the Devils defense do their job. They at least force a 4th down situation here. But from this part of the field, you imagine Bulldogs going to roll the dice, keep the offense out there at the 20.
And guess who made that play defensively? Big Broadman. The workhorse on offense who's been the go-to guy all night makes another huge stop defensively.
Senior certainly wants his campaign to continue deep into the postseason. Got to get it done here on a 4th down. Best rolls left, comes back, sidesteps, and
he's going to be taken down in the backfield.
Can't escape the second wave. So the defense gets it done for the Blue Devils again.
By Broadman and Putnam, turnover on down.
2 seniors, Broadman and Putman, combined to make the sack. This Carey offense just has to figure something out. Put up a score.
But they'll have to do it in a hurry. 5:02 remaining on the clock. A team that seldom has gone into the 2-minute drill. They have played in front basically for the last 2.5 months. Clean pocket here for Carter Smiley. Steps up into trouble. Drop down, another sack, and it's Blankenmeyer again.
Both of them again.
Is he just making nice moves, making Carter feel like he had to step up in the pocket, shutting off those blocks and getting in there to make the stop. Four wide here on the second down. As Smiley again just
He's got a lot of field in front of him. He's going to take a shot.
Oh, great
What
catch.
a catch.
Brought in there by Landon Terrace.
They're going to call it incomplete, it looks like.
Oh, wow.
I thought he got a toe in.
Yeah, this actually Dominic Yeater will slow it down for you.
It looks like he drug that toe.
So close. But the call on the field, incomplete. So now 3rd down, 13, the situation. Four down linemen here for the Bulldogs. They're going to bring some pressure up the middle. Quick pass out. Yeater's got the catch and a quick tackle.
A great open field tackle by Reynolds, who had the big reception earlier. He's had a couple big receptions tonight. Makes a big defensive play there on Dominic Yeater.
There's just been no time for Carter Smiley to sit back there in the pocket.
None.
And get to his second and third options. Had to get it out quick, and they'll have to get back up to the line of scrimmage fast here on a 4th and 7. More pressure coming. Here comes Carter taking off. It's going to be a play for the sticks, and he got it. Just enough for Carter Smiley. And a gutsy effort at that.
Yeah, he's going to get about 10 on that carry. It's a great job by Carter. Seen the pocket breaking down on him again, took off, lowered his shoulder, and said, all right, if I'm going to get hit, I'm going to make sure I get this first down before I get hit.
So the senior keeps the drive alive. Now he steps up, rockets one deep on the far sideline for the freshman, in and out of the hands.
Tripp had a chance at it, unable to come down with it.
Pretty solid throw that time by Smiley just to give him a chance, and it was that second contact coming over, jolting it away there for Grant Eversole.
It's a great job in the secondary by the Bulldogs to come over and dislodge that ball from Tripp Phoenix, because that would have been a huge play for this Carey Blue Devils team.
Pressure coming from the near side. It's going to get to him yet
And
again.
look who it is again.
Unbelievable. Lathrop's having a huge night.
It's going to be a loss of 5.
Both he and Blankenmeyer from the edges have owned their matchups here.
And what's crazy is they're even leaving Steen in to block. And they still can't pick up just the 2 defensive ends. Pressure again.
Carter trips up, tries to get it away at the last second.
They're going to call him down. It's going to be another sack.
And this will go to Blankenmeyer. Well, he certainly got the throwaway.
The far side official said the knee was down. I don't know that it was. I thought he got rid of it before it went down.
So the clock will wind here. Under 2.5 minutes to play. 4th and 24. Heat's coming. Smiley puts it up middle of the field for a trip, and he cannot make the catch. Columbus Grove with a huge stop, And it appears that perhaps the season of Carey will stop here tonight.
2:18 to go. 3 timeouts. But an offense that has shown tonight that they struggle to consistently throw the football. I still think the momentum swing in this second half was a toss play to Niederkorn on 3rd and 3 when your big guys had taken you from your own 4-yard line into enemy territory. And that drive ended up a turnover on downs, and they scored a touchdown on the very next play on the toss, the fake toss bomb.
And now here's Barraza looking to put an exclamation point on a huge night for him. Niederkorn with the tackle, and Blue Devils going to spend one of those timeouts, stop the clock with 2:09 showing. As you see it again on our Houk Hardware instant replay. Blue Devils still fighting tooth and nail here down to the very end. Final whistle, that's their character and the pedigree of this program, who state champions just a couple of seasons ago. And, of course, they still have several holdovers from that squad competing here tonight. There were youngsters trying to chisel out their own piece of history, but in a very tough situation here with the top seed, 9-point lead, and in the red zone.
Well, and I tell you what, the biggest thing with this team is, and we'll see it next year with this Carey Blue Devils team, Carey loses some athletes. They lose their quarterback. They lose some of their backs. They keep Steen, but they're not going to be any different next year. They're going to reload this team, and they're going to be good again, because that's the program that Coach Merschman has built in Carey.
Not dead just yet, though. Looking to get another stop. They've got them on the last 2 Bulldog drives, as they'll stack the box, bring some heat, and Barraza is able to push out to around the 16-yard line. Timeout number 2 taken now by the Blue Devils.
Going to get 3 on that one. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Bulldogs looking to win their 10th in a row tonight. This, the 6th all-time meeting between these two programs, dating all the way back to 1945. They played in 45 and 46, met in the playoffs in 2000, and then in 2018. Carey owns a 3-2 advantage so far in this matchup, but it appears the Bulldogs are going to even the score.
Crazy. Carey owns a 3-2 advantage, but Columbus Grove owns a 2-1 advantage in the postseason.
And looking to get healthier in that department here tonight. Bulldogs have got some big plays from their huge playmakers tonight. Certainly Landon Best has dotted some I's. We've seen Barraza make some big runs.
Reynolds with some big catches downfield. As Best is going to keep it here. Best is going to walk into the end zone. The sophomore quarterback shows he can do it with his legs too from 16 yards.
And that the cherry on top for the Bulldogs. Best looking to get them fired up. Great performance by the youngster on the biggest stage of his career. First-year starter. Bolts through there for a game-sealing touchdown. That one is good to make it 37-21 now on the kick from Evan Verhoff,
who hasn't missed yet tonight. Not only extra points, but he had a field goal as well. I believe he had one blocked earlier.
Take one last look at the latest touchdown here from Mr. Best.
Patience. Great patience, allowed his blockers to get through. He allowed that entire play to develop before he scampered his way through the middle of the line and found a way into the end zone. The composure of that young man tonight has just been astounding. The way he's thrown the ball. He hasn't run the ball a lot, but when he's had to, it's been successful. That's the biggest difference when we see the post-game stats that we're going to go over. The negative plays, the sacks by this Columbus Grove defense. Carey hasn't got that kind of pressure on Landon Best tonight. And that's really been the difference maker.
And it's on the other side, the bookends that have been getting a ton of pressure on Carter Smiley since they've had to go into some passing situations. Blankenmeyer has been great here in the second half. Kyle Lathrop, in all 4 quarters, has been terrorizing Smiley every time he drops back to pass. Short kick, couple of hops, and it's fielded here by Carter Bain.
And now if you're Carey, you still want to score. You want your offense to put points on the board. But you're in a situation where, again, you got to throw the ball, and they haven't shown us that they can do that. Some deep balls that we even called them Hail Mary throws that were completed tonight has been their most successful passes.
Giving a lot of cushion out on the edge here to these wide receivers. So Smiley raced out of the pocket. Tackled yet again here by one of these stud defensive ends.
Lathrop.
Just cementing himself as primetime player here in this contest. Flag flies in. It'll be a false start, yeah, here against Carey. We have just 91 seconds remaining in their season. And have been such a pleasure to watch how they've developed from the beginning of the year. Put a little chip on their shoulder coming out of the gates 0-2. Have not lost sense.
And have dominated everybody they've played up until tonight.
Quick throw to the outside. Yeater with the nab. He's able to pick up around 8. 6.
We'd like to remind fans that after the game, please refrain from entering the field.
Do want to invite everybody to stick with us for the Clouse Construction Carey Poverello Federal Credit Union postgame. He'll include an interview with our most valuable player. It's going to be a deep throw far sideline, and that will seal it. Maybe he's out of bounds.
Barraza almost came down with it.
Looked like he had a couple of toes maybe out.
It's a great effort by Barraza to come down with it, but that's another one of those balls by Smiley. It's almost like he knows the play call. He knows where his receiver's supposed to be. He doesn't even look to see if there's a defender there. He just throws it where his guy's supposed to be, and if his guy's not there, his guy's not there.
They got some big physical dudes on the outside. Yeater certainly would qualify at 6'3", 200 pounds. They'll need a big one here on 4th down, but
guess who?
Very fitting. What an unbelievable second half performance by this defensive front of Columbus Grove. This time it's the pressure that gets to him. Jamison Rader bolts in, makes the play. And now it's going to be victory formation for the Bulldogs.
And what's been an absolute dominating second half.
Just have to nail it down one more time and then punch their ticket into the regional championship.
Where it looks like they'll be playing Bluffton, who had a rather large lead at the half over Ottawa Hills.
The Columbus Grove student section waving goodbye to the Blue Devils as they believe they have won, and in 40 seconds that will be the case. One last nail down for Best, and that will do it. here at Fostoria. Heck of a run for the Carey Blue Devils, earning the number 4 seed, outright Northern 10 champions. But running into a Bulldog team that had it going on from the opening possession here tonight. As they will take this one by 16 points. Congratulations to the Bulldogs for moving on. And I see some other scores from around the area that we will share with you guys right after we return. So we'll take a quick commercial timeout. We'll be back with our final stats analysis as well as an interview with our MVP. Keep it here.
Hey all, it's Cassie from the Carey Chamber, and I just want to wish our Carey Blue Devils a great game on Friday. Go team! At the end of this, I have a special message from our board member, Sherry Walter. And don't forget that Christmas in Carey is on Friday, December 1st. See you there. Go Blue!
Right, Nicholas Wayne in the corner.
Okay, let's do this thing. Okay, let's do this thing.
Hoffbauer Disposal Services is a locally owned and family-operated business located in McCutcheonville, offering residential, commercial, and roll-off trash services. Hoffbauer Disposal Services are proud supporters of Carey football.
I'm back now with our Hoffbauer Disposal Services MVP, and I've got Nathan Brodman with me. Obviously, very emotional time right now, and a tough-fought game for all you guys. Just what makes you most proud about this senior group and what you were able to accomplish?
You know, we've been working since January, and it's always so hard to just let it go. Like, we put so much work and effort into it, and it's just done now. Never gonna play it again. Some of us.
It was a pleasure watching you guys kind of grow throughout the course of the season. Had a chip on your shoulder after coming out of the gates 0-2, so I'm sure a lot of memories for you guys getting to this point. And you seldom used in the run game until tonight, so tell me about how you were able to break loose and have your best rushing night of the season.
Shout out to my linemen. They're a great group of kids. Losing 4 of them this year, and I don't know, they just I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for you right now, just fresh off of the game, but what a great class that you guys had. You know, state champions a couple of seasons ago, and you get here right on the cusp of another regional championship appearance. So if you can just describe kind of the brotherhood that you guys have built, these 12th graders, how would you describe that to me?
A lot of us played midgets together. I think out of all of us, probably 2 came in from a new school. We just grew up together, have a lot of memories together, and yeah, it's just something you can't let go.
Well, do appreciate you giving us the time, and I know it's not as fun right now in this situation, but if you want to give any shout-outs, now's your opportunity.
Shout out to my family, my mom, O-line, everybody on the Carey Blue Devils team. It was a great senior year. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Nathan Brodman, our MVP, brought to you by Hoffbauer Disposal Services. Back down with our Carey Poverello Federal Credit Union post-game show, presented by Clouse Construction. And 37-21, Columbus Grove is moving back into the regional championship game as they have become a staple in the postseason once you start getting into mid and late November, Josh. And definitely an impressive performance by them against a Carey team that had a ton of momentum coming here into tonight. Winners of 10 straight, outright Northern 10 champions. So definitely tip your hat to the Bulldogs. They got some dudes out there, and you see why this is a team that's been competing for regional titles here of late.
Yeah, you tip your hat to the Bulldogs, but at the same time, you can't hang your head if you're a Carey Blue Devil player that's going to be back next year, a senior who we just heard from, and Brodman, who you could just hear. Not the disappointment, because he's not disappointment. He's sad that his season with his brothers is over. But they're going to be back. They're going to reload, and they're going to be strong again next year. But this Columbus Grove team is the real deal. Their defense is legit. They had 8+ sacks on the night. They've got a sophomore quarterback that can throw the ball around. As we're going to look at stats right now, and you're going to see 361 yards of offense.
Yeah. Good number.
And they made it look easy. They really did.
Yeah, they were seldom slowed down at any point in the contest tonight as they got out to a great start, threw an interception in the red zone. You thought maybe Carey could parlay that into some momentum. They weren't able to get any points. Bulldogs ripped off the first couple of touchdowns of the game, and they were the team that had the explosive plays. We saw Carey in the passing game on a couple of occasions. Looked like there were some passes that were kind of thrown up, like I think you said Carter Smiley, maybe even squinting his eyes a little bit when he tossed it up, but they made a couple of plays, just not quite as many as their counterparts here tonight, and that's why the Bulldogs, I think, ultimately are moving on because a couple of those explosive plays.
Yeah, two touchdowns of 60+ yards, a 63-yard pass, and a 63-yard run. High school football, all it takes is one play. And they had 2 big touchdowns tonight, and they had several big plays on the ground and in the air, as you had Barraza also had a 33-yard touchdown to go along with the 60-yarder. Best had the 62-yard pass. He had a 20-yard pass. He had a 40-yard pass, and he did it on the ground with a 16-yard touchdown scamper that iced this game. But now if you're Carey, you go get ready. Your seniors that play basketball have a basketball season coming up, and your kids that are going to be back next year for football, you get them in the gym. Coach Meshman is going to do a great job of getting those guys in the gym ready to go for next year. And if you're Columbus Grove, you get ready to face a team you're used to seeing because they're in your conference in Bluffton, who you just beat 3 weeks ago, 14-7 to win the conference. And now you're going to see them again in what's going to be, from the way it looks, an absolutely amazing regional championship.
Yeah, sure. So many storylines at play, of course, in that one. As you mentioned, they met in Week 10 with all the marbles on the table, and it was Columbus Grove who pulled them off there for the championship. The only loss so far on the season for Bluffton came just a couple of weeks ago as they took care of Ottawa Hills tonight. So go ahead and put kind of a nightcap here on Carey's season and what we saw from them over these last 10 weeks, where really it's been magical football. They've played well on both sides and hadn't allowed more than 14 points in a game since way back in August, getting lit up for 37 here tonight. So it's not the way that they wanted to end it, but what do you think you'll remember most about these Blue Devils?
This is the Carey that we've seen in 2021 again. They have those workhorses in the backfield. They have a line that's not afraid of contact. They're losing some amazing athletes, but they've built a program where they want to keep winning. They want to get better. And I think what I've learned is they started 0-2, and they've riled off 10 in a row before tonight. And before giving up 37 tonight, they hadn't given up more than 14
for a while
since week 2. It's heart, it's dedication, and it's one of the best football communities that I think I've been to in a long time when you go to Carey country.
Yeah, maybe the best that we have in North Central Ohio. Definitely a fantastic program that I look forward to watching for years and years to come. That will wrap up our coverage, though, here from Fostoria as Columbus Grove marches on 37-21 to face off with Bluffton as Carey's season finishes at 10-3. We want to throw out some thank yous to all of our generous sponsors, including our guy Sean Berge over there at HDER Link, Hoffbauer Disposal Services, Clouse Construction, and Houk Hardware, all coming together to help make it happen, as well as the Carey Chamber of Commerce, Jessica Gossman, Key Realty, and many others. For my crew here, Jeremy Peoples and Joshua Banks, I am Brian Skowronski saying so long from Memorial Stadium. We will see you guys again back at it next Friday night. Take care till then.